Startup Stock Exchange presents SSX EDU Interviews. How did you get into startup investing?
I co-invest with a colleague of mine named Greg Kidd, and he has had the fortune to be a first-round investor in Twitter, among other things, and he decided as a hedge on those shares that he wanted to get started in investing in earlier stage companies in the Bay Area, and we're just lucky enough to have some of those deals come across our desk and the opportunity to invest.
What industry developments excite you the most right now?
Well, there's certainly a lot going on. I come from the financial services industry. My background's in consulting, and some of the work that we've done with different banks, different financial institutions, will certainly benefit from some of the revolutions happening in the payment space and especially the virtual currencies. It's still very, very early for the virtual currencies, but if they're able to pull this off, networks like Ripple will certainly change how banking is done and how money moves throughout the world. I would say from our perspective, from Hard Yaka's perspective, we focus and really like the marketplace segment. So we invest in everything from marketplaces and services that support the marketplace. So a good example of that might be Kabbage. We really like eBay and what they're doing, and Kabbage provides working capital to eBay sellers, so they're able to hold more inventory and move more products and build a bigger business. So Kabbage was one of our earlier investments.
Is there a common theme across your investments?
There is a common theme across our Hard Yaka investments, and is to invest in the marketplace and services that support the marketplace. So those would be payments, messaging, anything where you're connecting seekers and providers. So it's pretty broad, but at the same time, deliveries would be included in that as well.
What are the most important factors you look for in a potential company?
That's really hard to say. I think Greg and I have been lucky enough to have the chance to meet with the founders of most investments we've made, and have come through the network of people that we already know. And it's a lot easier when when your friends already believe in these founders. So we look for good people who are passionate in what they're doing, and you can tell that they're determined to make a change here. So definitely the people.
What specific qualities do you look for in a company's founder and team?
That's an interesting question. So we've invested in everyone from a young team, relatively out of college, soon after college, and then we've invested in teams with a lot of experience with and outside of the industry that they're operating in. In terms of like the common thread and what I can reflect on, I would say that everyone that we've invested in is absolutely passionate and determined to see their vision work, and some people you can just tell that they're going to see this to the end and they're in it to win it, and some people just don't strike you that way. So I would say that's the biggest difference.
What is the most important lesson you've learned as a startup investor?
It's really helped me prioritize my time. We've been fortunate enough to make a number of investments, and it's not like we have lots of money, so you feel very connected to your investments and you want to spend a lot of time with every company. But the lesson is to know where to prioritize your time and how to be most helpful to every company. You can be helpful to every company, but learning how you can be the most helpful to particular companies has been a good lesson.
What advice would you give a first-time investor?
You really need to, obviously you want your investment to go well, but you really have to come to terms with not every investment is going to turn out. So you want to be involved, you want to help the startup along, you want to give advice and whatnot, but just knowing that not everyone's going to work out eases a lot of stress, I would say.
What has been your proudest moment as an investor?
We only got into this somewhat recently, and so when we invest at the seed stage or very, very early on, we've only had a handful of companies raise an A round and sell round. So as these companies continue to grow, every one of those achievements is a proud moment.
Thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts and experiences in investing with the SSX community. This has been a presentation of the Startup Stock Exchange SSX EDU Interviews.